Alright guys, welcome back to this channel, and in this video I'm going to be solving Cambridge Assessment International Education Exam. That's IGCSE mathematics exam question. So I'll be looking into paper 1 and February stroke March last year 2024. So let's get right into it. Okay, number 1, write the number 30,050. So that's easy to do. So just write 30, that's 30,050. Okay, how do I get that? So you can just quickly do your rough work, probably in your jotter, write your 30,000, then 50 somewhere, then you add it together. That's 0, 5, 0, 0, and 3. So that's how we get number 1 question. So moving on to question 2, write 5926 to the nearest 10. So now what we do is 5926. If I want to do that to the nearest 10, this is my, let me use this is my unit, this is my tens, 100, remember how to do that, and this is 1000, right? So if I want to the nearest 10, that means I'm actually working with 2, then I'll approximate what? 6. If I'm approximating 6, remember that if you're approximating between 0 to 4, you are rounding it off to what? To 0. From 5 to 9, you are approximating to what? To 1. That means 6 will be approximated to what? To 1. Then you are adding it to this particular one here. So your answer now for this particular question would be 5930. Okay, so that is for that particular question. So let's move to question 3. Question 3 says mark the midpoint of st. So the middle of the xt, so we just mark somewhere that is the middle, and that's all. Now question 4 is a little bit interesting. It said shade 2 out of 9 of this shape. Now obviously this is not 9, there are not 9 columns here, there are not 9 cells. There are, let's count, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 by 6. That's, there are total of 36 in this particular one. We were asked to shade 2 out of 9 of this. So what we are just basically going to do is 2 out of 9 of what? Of 36. And 9 here is 1, 9 here is 4. Okay, so what do? We now say 2 times 4, that is 8. So we are basically shading 8 out of the 36. So we'll shade, let's have we'll shade this place. Let's say we shade here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, and 8. So I've been able to shade 2 out of 9 of that particular cell. Okay, so moving on to what is 2 over 9 as a percentage. Now just normal calculations. 2 over 9 as a percentage will just be 2 over 9 times 100. Just convert down to percentage. So to solve that, you can just use your calculator to do your calculations. You should have, your answer should be 22.2%. And that's just it basically. So yeah, moving to question 5 quickly. A night bus runs from 2150 to 518 the next day. Work out the number of hours and minutes the night bus actually runs. Hmm. Okay, so we are going to do it this way. From now, let's do a little bit of conversion. 2150 in a 24-hour clock. If I want to convert it to a 12-hour clock, what would that be? That means I'll just have to remove 12 from this. This is basically like 9:50 p.m. Okay, so from 9:50 p.m. to 5:18 a.m. That's what we want to calculate now. So from 9:50 to 10:50, that's 1 hour, right? 10:50, that's 1 hour. Then from 10:50 to 11:50, that's going to be 2 hours. Okay. Then from 11 that's to 12:50, 12:50 that will be 3 hours. Then 1:50, that's 4 hours. Okay. Then 2:50, that's going to be 5 hours. Then what else? 3:50, that's going to be 6 hours. Then 4:50, that's going to be 7 hours. So I can't actually do 5:50 because we're actually targeting 5:18. So now 5:50 remains just 10 minutes to be 5 o'clock. So I have 10 minutes to become 5 o'clock. Right, so I have 10 minutes, it's now 5 o'clock. Then the remaining 18 minutes to make it 5:18 will now be what? 28 minutes. So what does that tell us? That means it runs 7 hours, 28 minutes. Very easy. Okay, so that's just how to solve question 5. So let's move to question question 6 without without wasting time. From the list of numbers, write down all the multiples of 11. So what are the multiples of 11? What does that mean? That means what can 11 divide without remainder? Basically, that's just the simple word I can put it. So the 55 is the same thing as writing what? 5 times 11. So it is a multiple of 11. Then 21 to 1 is also a multiple of 11. That is like saying 11 times 11. So the multiples of 11 that we have here is basically what? 55 and what? And 121. That's how to answer that particular question. And the interesting part is this B. Okay, so it said that as a non-calculator method for working out if a number is a multiple of 11. It shows this method for the number 919281. That means you are going to alternate the signs, the operators. This is plus minus plus minus plus minus. Then whatever you get must be a multiple of 11. As 22 is the multiple, then this is a multiple of 11. So let's try that method for this particular question that we want to do. So what we just have to do is to say 9 plus 9 minus 1 plus 8 minus 2 plus 7 minus 1 plus 9 minus 3 plus 7. Okay, so quickly have to connect the dots. Okay, so shall we? So if I should do this plus this and this as 8, 8 plus 8, that's going to be 16, right? So if that is 16, 16 minus 2, that's 14. 14 plus 7, that's going to be 21. 21 minus 1, that's going to be 20. 20 plus 9, that's going to be 29. 29 minus 3, that's going to be 20. 26. 26 plus 7, that's going to be 33. Good. And 33 can be expressed as what? 3 times 11. which means that 919281 is a what? Is a multiple of 11. The multiple of 11. That's how to solve that. Okay. So let's move to the next question quickly without wasting time. So now, question 7 says the range of 8 numbers is 31. There are 7 numbers, right? Find the two possible values of the eighth number. Is that okay? There are 8 numbers. So there are two cases what that can happen here. When we say range, basically range is range. When we say range is actually highest value minus what? The lowest value or the least value. Is that okay? So now, what is um the highest value here? Let's assume that the highest value is 42 because there is still an eighth number. The eighth number is x. I don't know if it is the highest or the lowest, but let me assume that 42 is the highest and x is the lowest. So it means that I would have 42, right? I have 42 minus x is 31, which is the range, which implies that x is equals to, if I collect like times, 42 minus 31, which means that x is equals to 11. So x can be 11. Another way, what if uh x is the highest number? Okay, because we take x to be the least first in the first case. Now, what if it's the highest? It means that I'll be doing the highest number, 11 x minus the least, which is what? 16, which is the least number here. It still equals to 31. So collect like times is going to be 31 plus 16, and that's 47. So the number is either 11 or what? Or 47. Okay, so let's go to question 8. Question 8 quickly. So question 8 says that the square root of 5.76 plus 2.8 to the cube root, to the cube. So what we have to do is very easy. So you just say that um, the, the square root of 576 over 100, which is the same as square root of 7.7 and 675, 5.75, then 28 over 10 power of 3, right? So what is the square root of 576? That's 24. Then 400 is 10. Okay, so that's plus the cube of 28. If you put it at your calculator, that should give you 21952, then over 1000. Okay, so you find the LCM of that. The LCM should be 1000. So 10 in 1000 should be 100 times the one up there. So that will be 2400 plus 21952. So if you should add this together, you should have 24352. Okay, so 24352 over 1000. So if I'm to add the decimals, that is 1, 2, and 3. So our final answer for this one should be 24.352. And that's just how to solve it. Very easy, right? So let's move to question 9. To solve question 9, we want to simplify 4m plus 7k minus m plus 3k. So what we want to basically do is to collect like terms and do whatever we want to do. So let's bring the m to one side. That's 4m minus m, then plus 7k plus 3k. Okay, so 4m minus m. So we have 4m and 1m, so that will be 3m. Then plus what? Plus 10k, and that's all. We have basically simplified. So our final answer for this particular question will be 3m plus 10k. Easy, right? Okay, so let's check out question 10. So question 10 gives us minus 9, minus 7, minus 3, minus 1, 0, 2, 5, 6, 8. From the list of numbers, find the highest number possible from the product of the two numbers. So what is the possible highest? Now, you might want to know that for me to get the highest possible value, I can work with the negative also, because normally if I should take minus 9 and I multiply it with minus 7, it's going to give me uh, a plus, right? A plus 63, and there is no other multiplication that will give us something like that. So the highest number from the product of 2 will be 63, right? So that will be 63. Now, what is the lowest number possible from the product of three numbers? Now, do not make this mistake of thinking that we can just multiply 0 and we'll just get whatever we want to get. Don't forget that on the number line, is 0 still has some other numbers that are lesser. That means the minus numbers, right? The negative number. So from here downwards, they are still lesser than 0. So what is the least number I can think of? So I'll just pick minus 9. Minus 9 times other big number, which is 6 times 8, right? They're actually big number. This is 48 times 48 times 9. Okay, so if I should plug that into my calculator, I should have so that will be minus 432. So for this one to be minus 432, that would be the least product I would get from this particular expression. So question 11. Now, if I want to write this on a stem and leaf diagram, it's very easy to do. So I will just have to check out. This is like standing for the tens, right? And this is standing for the units. Very easy. So for the 20s, I have just this. So the unit of that one is just 8. So I'll just have 8 there. Do you have anything like 30 something here? No. So there will be nothing here. For 40 something, do you have anything like 40 something? Of course, yes. We have 45, we have a 46, and we have a 49. So I will just have to write 5, 6, and 9, right? So that's standing for 45, 46, and 49. So do you have anything like 50 something here? So there is a 50. There is what else? There is a 54 here, and there is a 58. So I will just have to write 0, that's for 50, 4, that's for 54, then 8, that's for 58. Is that clear? So let me check for 60. Is there 60 something here? Yes, there is a 64, there is a 65, and there is a 68. So I will just have 4, 5, and 8. What about 70? So we have 70, 71, 72, 77. So the leaf will now be what? 0, 1, 2, and 7. So that's just how to basically answer whenever you have something like this. So just check the unit and plug it in. Okay, so let's go to question 12. Question 12 is we want to find the median of this set of numbers. So that's 11b now. So can we just arrange them properly? So for us to find the median, we have to arrange them um, to follow a particular pattern. So I'll start from the least number, which is 28, followed by 45, 45, 46, 49, okay, 50, 54, 58, 64. It's easy for me to arrange them because I have the leave and stem. 65, 68, and what? 70, 71, 72, and 77. So I want to find the median. So that is the middle number here. So I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have some 1. So let me count this on 1. So I basically have two numbers at the middle of this order. So I'll just take the average of 58 and 64. So there will be 58 plus 64 divided by 2, and that should be 122 over 2, and our answer should be 61. So the median for that one is 61. Very easy. Let's move to the next question. Question 12. Now, this diagram shows a cuboid, right? And we want to work out the surface area of this cuboid. How do we get to do that? So I want to get a cuboid first of all um, from this shape itself. So let's have a cuboid. Well, my drawing is not skilled, so just manage it that way. So if I have a cuboid, let's say this is a cuboid. If you should look critically at the diagram, you will see that from the diagram, the 10 is somewhere here, right? That's the length. Then if you should trace this particular side of the diagram, is like the width, that's 4. Then if I want to look at it, this will be the 5. That is the height. So what will be my surface area? Now that I know how to correctly place my diagram. So the surface area of a cuboid is 2 into the bracket of length times breadth plus length times height plus breadth times height. Okay, so that's what I'm going to basically use. So I'll just say 2. The length here is 10. 10 times 4 plus 10 times 5, which is the height, then plus 5 times 4. Okay, very easy. So that will be 2 into 40 plus 50 and plus 20, right? So that will be 2 into 40 plus 50 is 90. 90 plus 20 is 110. If I should do the multiplication, that should give me what? I'm multiplying together. That is 220. Right? So yeah, that's just how to do the surface area. Now, if I want to construct the value of the volume, so volume V is equals to length times base times height, which is basically V is equals to 40. And so I plug that up. So length here is 10. 10 times the breadth, which is 4, times height, which is 5. Okay, so 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 10, that will give us 200 centimeter cube. So that will be our volume. Okay, so let's move to question 13. All right, so there are 20 cars in a car park, and three of the cars are blue. James wants to draw a pie chart to show this information. Okay, find the angle of section for the blue car in the pie chart. So let's suppose we have a pie chart. Okay, so we have a pie chart here, and 3 out of 20 is blue. So 3 out of 20 cars are blue. So how do I get the part? So I will just have to multiply with 360, since the surface, the area of a circle is 360. And yeah, that will be all. So 0 cancels 0. 2 here is 1. 2 in 36 is 18. Right? 18 times 3, that should be 54 degrees. So basically, um, the guy is taking 54 degrees. Yeah, that's it. 54 degrees on the pie chart. The next question now says that one of the 20 cards is picked at random. What is the probability that it is not blue? So now, probability of success plus the probability of say failure is equals to 1, right? So the probability of failure, which is not whatever we want to look for, is equals to 1 minus probability of success. Probability of success is that we pick 3, that's blue, out of all of the 20. So we'll just do our calculations from here, and if I should do that, that should give me LCM of 20 as 20 minus 3, which is what? 17 over 20. So the probability that is not blue is 17 out of 20. Okay, so yeah. Question 14. We want to factorize 3x cubed minus 7xy. So what we say factorize, we mean you should bring out those variables that are looking alike. So what can we see here that we can see here? That's x. I can see x, so I'll bring out x. So it's remaining 3x squared minus 7y. And that's all. So my answer here will be x into 3x squared minus 7y. Very easy. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel as you are checking it out, so that you can see more interesting videos of this nature. And yeah, let's move to question 15 without wasting much time. We want to solve question 15. Write a b as a column vector. Yeah, so how do I write ab as a column vector? So now ab, if I want to write it as a column vector, the formula is actually this. The formula is x2 minus x1. Okay, then y2 minus y1. So at this point of b, let me check for b. B is actually traced down to 3, and it's traced down to 4. So here is actually 4. It's actually minus 3 comma 4, right? Let's use this one. So b is minus 3 comma 4. What about a? So if I trace a to y-axis, that would be 1, and x-axis 7. So a is 7 comma 1, which means that this is x1. Let me write it as this x1, this is y1, this is x2, y2. Let me fix it in, and we'll get our answer quickly without wasting much time. So AB as a column vector will now be, what's my x2? My x2 is minus 3. Okay, so minus 3 minus x1, which is minus 7, right? Then y2 is 4, 4 minus 1. So the answer will just be minus 10 and 3. And that's it. So to fill this space, I will just write minus 10 and what? And 3. That's all. Very easy to do. So once you know this formula and you can place them correctly, you'll be able to solve that particular question. So let's move to question 16 quickly. So what happens in question 16 is that 1 euro is equivalent to $1.05 and 1 rupee is actually $0.013. So I want to now check. Vani changes X euros to dollars. Then she changes the dollar into 17,850 rupees. Calculate the values of X. So I'll just have to work with conversion here very quickly. So we know that 1 euro, let me write it as E, is 1 point, that's beginning on the table. Then 1 rupee is 0.013. That one is standard. So it means that if I want to find X euros, for example, X euro will be what? I want to convert X euro to dollars. Basically, that's what I want to do. Since I have 1 euro to be is $1.05. So it means that X euro will just be 1.05 X dollars. You get the idea now. So now I know that that's how to convert in terms of dollars. So I want to now convert this particular amount that is in rupee, right? So I will now say that I know fully well that 1 rupee is 0.013, right? And what will be 70,850 rupee in terms of dollars, right? So which is 1.05 x. So what do we do? So we now do some rough calculations, multiplication. So I will just have 1.05x is equals to 17,850 times 0.0013. So x will now be that the whole of this divided by 1.05, and that should give me $221. I should check it very well, right? So that will be the answer for that particular one. Just conversion basically. So my answer for x will be $221. Okay, so that's question 16. So let's solve question 17 quickly without wasting time. So there is a line. Let me just draw a line. So there is a line here. There is a line basically. So I have a line that has intersection of -5. Because if I should check y is equals to 2x minus 5, is following a linear equation of y is equals to mx plus c, which means that there's an intersection of -5. So let me draw a line like this going this way. Okay, then there is a gradient of 2. M is equals to 2. So that's the increase in x and y. If I should check it, but that's not my concern now. So if a line intersects as y equals to 3, so this is y equals to 3, there's a line here that intersects. So I want to look for this particular point P. What will be the coordinate? So now I want to know what this place will be. This is like x. Very easy. So I'll just the point where this intersect is where the equations are equal. So 2x minus 5 is equals to 3. That's what they are meeting. So 2x is equals to 3 plus 5. So 2x is equals to 8. Divide both sides by 2, x is equals to 4. So basically, s is equals to 4, and the coordinate of p will now be, if this is 4 now, so this is now what? 4 comma 3. Okay, so yeah, 4 comma 3. And that's it. Yeah, that's all for question 17. All right, so let's move into question 18. Question 18 is kind of interesting. Let's see how interesting it can be. So we have a question here in question 18. The diagram show A and B and like that. So describe fully diagram the single transformation that maps A onto shape B. So if you look at this very well, this is actually a rotation. So it's just rotating this direction. If you rotate this now, I'll get this particular shape. You get? So, and this particular rotation is called anti-clockwise because it's going anti-clockwise, right? So if I want to just answer this one, I'll just say it is a rotation. Basically, the rotation, and it's going 90 degrees anti-clockwise. It's going 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Yeah. So I've just described that. So if I want to now do B, on the grid, draw the shape A after a reflection in the line x equals to minus 1. Okay, so how do I draw the reflection? Let me just erase all these ones so that we can have some, clear board. Okay, so I want to get the reflection at x is equals to minus 1. So I'll just first of all draw a line on x equals minus 1. So let's draw a line on x equals minus 1 here. This is x equals minus 1. So let's see. From this line, you can see that I can count 1 and 2 to have this point up and down. So I'll just have to count 1 and 2 here. Then I have a point up and a point up. Okay. So you can see that from here, you can count 1, 2, then the point. So 1, 2, then a point. You can see that. Then 1 up. So you count 1 up. Then you're just trying to draw a reflection of what that would look like. Then 1 back. Aha. Then 1 down. Exactly. So if I want to draw the reflection for that, I'll just have to join the lines here, 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 and like this. So this will be the reflection at x minus 1. Very easy. Yeah, that's just all. So I've been able to draw it, and yeah, that's all. That's how to draw it on the grid. And yeah, so question 17. I think we can now bring it higher so we can see it very well. So question 17 now. The diagram shows a small circle with radius 7 and the bigger one with radius r. The area of small circle is 16 is the same as the area of the large circle. So the areas are the same. So what is the area of a circle? So that's just what we want to basically consider. Okay. So the area of 16 small circles. What is the area of a circle first? So area of a circle is equals to pi r squared. You know that. So let me say area of small. Let me just call it AS is equals to pi r1 squared. Then area of big is equals to what? Pi r2 squared, right? Now, the area of big is actually 16 times the area of the small one. So, area of small, which is like saying 16 by r1 squared. And we know that area of big is actually pi r2 squared. Is that okay? So we can now, fix it in. What is the area of big now? We are dealing with pi capital R squared is equals to 16 by what is the radius of that's R1. That's R1 is actually 7. That's 7 times 7. I think that one is easy to understand. So pi can cancel pi on both sides. That one's easy. So what I would have next is r squared is equals to 16 times 49. Okay. So if I should want to find my value of r, I will take the square roots of 16 times 49. And according to your law of sort, this is 16 times the root of 49. Okay. So the root of 16 is what? Is 4. The root of 49 is 7. So capital R will be 4 times 7, which is 28. And yeah, that's 28. Very easy. Yeah. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can, you know, see more of our videos of this nature. So number 20, it's getting interesting. The nth term of a sequence is n squared minus 3. Find the first three terms. So un, or the nth term, is n raised to power 3 minus, n minus power 2, n raised to power of 2 minus 3. So let's say I want to find the first term. The first term will just be 1 raised to power 2 minus 3. And that is 1 minus 3, and that is minus 2. Is that good? Okay. So T2 is basically saying the same thing, 2 raised to power 2 minus 3. That's like saying 4 minus 3, which is equals to 1. And T3, which is the third term, will be 3 raised to power 2 minus 3, which is 9 minus 3, which is 6. So the first three terms are what? Minus 2, 1, and what? And 6. Very easy. Now, B now says there are 5 terms. These are the 5 first terms of a different sequence. So we are not talking about this one now. This is a new stuff. So we want to find the nth term of this particular one. So what do you notice? You notice that if I should add 7 to this, I would get 9, right? If I should add 7 to this, I will get 16. If I should add 7 to this, I will get what? 23, which means that this is what? An arithmetic progression. Okay, it's an arithmetic progression because there is an addition of a particular difference. So, and how do we find the nth term of an arithmetic progression? That is what? A, which is the first term, plus uh n minus 1 and a common difference. So how do we find the common difference? That particular number we have been adding, so which is 7. So I will just say the nth term is equals to 2, which is the first term, then n minus 1, then 7. So open the bracket, that will be 2 plus 7n minus 7. So that is 7n minus 5. And yeah, our n term is 7n minus 5. Very easy, right? Okay, so let's see the next interesting question. Number 21. I want to correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. But first, the value of L is in terms of meters. So remember these particular rhymes that we say when we're much younger. We say that 10 millimeter makes one 1 centimeter. You remember? 10 centimeter make one decimeter, right? Then 10 decimeter is what? 1 meter. So if I want to convert 18.7 meters to centimeter, I'll just need to do 100 of what? The centimeters. Just multiply. So to convert, I'll just say 18.7 times what? Times 100. So this is 18.18 over 10 times what? Times 100. So this cancels this. So basically, I have 1870 centimeters now. I've converted this to centimeters. So to the nearest 10 centimeters, what would that be? This is units, this is 10. If I want to convert to the nearest 10 centimeter, it's just the same thing because 0 is rounded up to what it is. So question 22. So 6.5 times 10 raised to the power 19 times 10 times n is equals to 5.46 times 20 times 10 raised to the power 23. We want to find the value of n and give you answer in standard form. So just divide both side by 6.5 times 10 raised to the power 19. So n is equal to 5.46 times 10 raised to the power of 23 over 6.5 times 10 raised to the power 19. Okay, so I basically have 5.46 divided by 5.46 divided by 6.5 times 23 minus 19, right? Good. So if I should do the division, pressing it into your calculator, you should have is 0.7938. Then 23 minus 19 should be 4. But you remember for standard form, it has to be in the form a times 10 raised to the power what? N. And your a is in between 1 to 9, right? So I'll have to convert this here. So I have n is equals to 7.938 times 10. I moved from the left to the right, so I'll have to minus 1 because I moved just once. So my answer for that will be 7.938 times 10 raised to the power 3. And that's just it. Yeah, very easy. Very easy, right? Very easy. So if I want to calculate the value of h in this question 23, similar triangles is just saying that the ratio of BA to ED is equal to the ratio of this to this. That's this. So it's just like saying the ratio of h to 97.5 is equal to the ratio of 118.9 over what? 159.9. Then just find the value of h. That's all. So if I should cross multiply, it will be that I would have h is equals to 118.9 times 97.5 over 159.9, right? Good. Plug it into your calculator, you should get something like this. You should get 72.5, right? Yeah, so 72.5 is your answer. Very easy. Once you know that um, ratio of BA to ED is actually equal to the ratio of AC to DF, then you're good to go. That's just about similar triangle in this case. 24. Without using calculator, work out this. You must show your workings and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So 1 over 4 minus 5 over 6. So let's show our working step by step. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, that is 5. So 5 over 4 minus 5 over 6. What is the LCM of 4 and 6? That is 12. 4 in 12 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 6 in 12 is 10. Is 2. 2 times 5 is 10, right? Good. So 15 minus 10, that's 5. 5 over 12. So our final answer without using calculator is 15 over 12. So guys, let's do question 25, which is the last question for this paper type. I know you have been enjoying yourself all day, so let's see what we can do with this particular question. So the highest common factor of two numbers is 6. The lowest common multiple is 90. Both numbers are greater than 6. Work out the numbers. Wow. So let the numbers be x and y. Let the numbers be x and y. The numbers we are trying to find, right? Okay. So what I want to do is that the HCF of two numbers. So let me write it as the HCF of x and y is actually 6 as given in the question, right? And the LCM of x and y is what? Is 90, right? And both of them are greater than 6. So x and y are greater than what? 6. So we know what we are working towards. We know our target. Then remember that if I want to check the relationship between between HCF and LCM, is that if I should take, let me use another color for that. If I should take the HCF of it of two numbers or more than two numbers, and I multiply with the LCM of those numbers, it's actually equivalent to multiplying those two numbers. Right? So that's just basically it. Which means that if HCF of x and y is 6, that is the highest common factor is 6. That means 6 can divide x and 6 can divide y because 6 is the highest common factor. So 6 is a factor of x and 6 is a factor of y. So let me say that 6 is a factor of x. 6 is a factor of x, right? That means s is a multiple of 6. Do you get that? X is a multiple of 6. Let me just say 6 times something because 6 is a factor of x. Same thing, 6 is a factor of y, which means that y is a multiple of 6. Is that good? Good. So, and from this particular relationship I said earlier, we know that the HCF is 6, the LCM is 90, and I said it's equals to xy, right? So, it translates to mean that xy is equals to, what's my x now? So it translates to be that 540 basically is equals to, what's my x? 6m. What's my y? 6n. So it means that if I should do that, that would be 540 is equals to 36 mn. Once I can get the value of m and n, I can get the value of x and y, right? So divide both sides by 36. That will be what? 36 cancels 36. So 36 in 540, if you press your calculator, you should get to 15. So mn is equals to 15. Now, we know that value of x and y is greater than 6, right? Have that in mind. What are the two numbers I can multiply to get 15? Is that I do 1 times 15 to get 15, right? Or I do 3 times 5 to get 15, right? Aha. So if I should go by this, it will turn out that if I should substitute 1 for m here, x will be equals to 6. And we already have a condition that x is greater than 6. So I cannot use this one. Hence, I will use this particular condition. Do you get the idea now? So it means that m is equals to 3, n is equals to 5. You can want to ask that what if why is m is equals to 3? You can change it. N can be 3, m can be 5. In as much as you are getting your true numbers in no particular order. So if m is 3, it means that x will now be what? 6 times 3, which is what? 18. Y will be what? 6 times 5, which is what? 30. And these are the two numbers we are trying to calculate. Okay, so that means the two numbers are what? 18 and 30. And of course, if you should check what is the HCF of 18 and 30, this is 6 times, this is 6 times 3, this is 6 times 5. The HCF is what? Is 5. So this is correct. What's the LCM of 18 and 30? 18 and 30. To check our answer anyways. So let's do the normal procedure. 30. So if I should do 2 here, I would have what? 9, 15, 3 here is 3, this is 5, 3 here is 1, this is 5, 5 here is 1 and 1. So I will have 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10, 3 times 3 is 9, and that is what? 90, and this is fulfilled. Therefore, our answer is 18 and 30. So, yeah, that's all for the question. So, thank you so much for joining in this particular lecture, and don't forget to click the subscribe button. Very, very important. That's the way we are encouraged to do more videos. And yes, I will see you in the subsequent classes. Bye for now.